you are north of the Tropic of Cancer, anywhere north of the Tropic of Cancer, and you see the sun above your head, or even further north in your location, we have a massive problem. Forget COVID. This is what the lockdown may actually have been about. Stopping the Flat Earth Convention from going to the North Pole. I wonder why. To stop exposing the massive lie? Maybe, probably. I mean, imagine if the Flat Earth Convention happened this summer solstice and those guys did a live stream from the North Pole, and in that live stream, they shown a gaping hole and green light coming from the center of this hole, then it would be disproven that anyone in the past who has been accredited in the Guinness Book of Records of having been to the North Pole, of actually having been there. So it would then prove that Guinness lies, and that all of the scientists who support those things lies, the expeditions lies, governments lies. Then government, someone went to the North Pole, you invested in that, and then they went there. They didn't actually do it, but you paid them. They got away with it, and now you understand why we, the people, see you, the politicians, as corruption. Because ever since the creation of politics in Great Britain, back when the kings were so evil, they were killing their wives because they weren't giving them sons and stupid, retarded stuff like it's retarded. You cannot be the king of a country and kill your woman because she doesn't give you a son. The problem is you, man. Your head ain't in the right place. Or is it too far right? Or is it too far left and not enough right? It's not balanced. Leaders are to be enlightened people. That's how the world used to be thousands of years ago. If you were not enlightened, if you could not declare the declarations to Ma'at, you were not allowed to sit on a leadership seat. Because it takes pure ones to teach children to be pure. Because so long as you are a leader of any position in any country, if you do not teach divine, the children will not learn divine. And that can only be the plan of undivine. If undivine has such a, no, not even evil. Even evil has a divine type. Imagine that. Yeah, so that would have to be a divine plan. Or is it a great test for you, the common human, as you see yourself, to see if you can find the divine in yourself? To see that no matter how bad you try to be, no matter how evil you try to be, good always comes from your event, your actions. Good maybe comes from the actions of other, from you doing your bad actions. The universe. What's this got to do with flat Earth, Nikas Esh? Everything. Why? I'm a sound engineer. I'm an accredited sound engineer. I was accredited at Creative Production Training Center in Jamaica. And during our schooling, level one schooling, we were taught scientific principles of sound, that a sound wave is based upon the zero line infinite principle, that the wave itself must go above and below the zero line and then return to it to be considered a wave. And only when that wave, see, fasting has got to be done. Only when that wave has occurred will you hear that sound, and will it exist in the universe. But actually, you don't even hear it. It only exists in the universe when it's completed that wave. So sounds could try to complete that wave and never get there. Imagine that. Then there's repetition of that wave. It's called a frequency, and then you hear the frequency. The infinite line. Things go away from it, above and below it, and then forward to it, and then they are seen when they forward to it. That principle. Okay. Light. When I was in school, they taught us the same thing about light, that there was an infinite flat line, and that the sound wave goes above it and below it, the light wave, sorry, above it and below it, and then it has to come back to it, and then repetition of that creates frequency, and then we see light waves. That's the same as sound. Light and sound are based on the infinite line, which is a flat thing, according to science. So wait, if light and sound are based on the infinite line, which is flat, when you look at it in the dimension perspective, the first dimension is flat. The second dimension is also flat. It just adds a different direction. The third dimension then adds depth to the flatness, and then the fourth dimension then adds another. Can you even get physical dimensions after the third dimension? Doesn't make sense, does it? Doesn't. But then, if you look at it in an elemental perspective, the first dimension is the first expression of the source, and that expression would reflect what the source is, and that is infinite. So therefore, the first expression being air is infinite. The second expression, second dimension, manifesting after air would then be moisture, um, and then would arise, you know, the opposite of these things, the earth and the heat and the hardness, which is earth type things. And that's why it gets complex. Why most religions say, try not to fathom God because the mind is not capable of fathoming God. No, the mind is capable of fathoming the creation, but it's so beyond words that the words of the physical can't actually explain what happens. So we have to try and explain things in ways for you to comprehend. If earth was the third dimension, then fire would be the fourth dimension, so that then the physical thing became active. That makes a lot more sense. Then lightning and thunder would be the fifth element, fifth dimension, and the sixth dimension, duality, individual, interesting word, indivisible duality, something within itself that cannot be divided, that appears divided. So therefore, you, the individual, think you are separate to everything else because you appear separate. Retarded. It's not your fault. It is really not your fault. You was taught this stuff as a child. The teacher's the retard, okay? That teacher who taught you the lesson, that's the retard. And it was not your parents because they were taught that lesson too. So let's go to the original retard who gave this lesson in the first place. That was a Neanderthal. Don't listen to them. They're just retarded. What's this got to do with flat earth? Everything. Why? Because if light and sound are based upon the flat principle, then why would nothing else be based upon that? The galaxy is flat, not the Earth. Our island called Earth. Yeah, our what? Oh, you guys think you live on a planet. Our island called Earth. The three continents. You call seven continents? Amerikush. Where? North and South America is Amerikush. Kush, Alkebulan. You call Africa. Indus Kush is a part of Alkebulan. You call Asia, India, Indus Kush. Yeah. Hellas, you call Europe, is a part of Alkebulan. So you have Kush, Indus Kush, Hellas, which are the three regions of Alkebulan, which is the second island. And then you have Oskush, which is called Australia. And those little fractions. So all of I'm Jamaican directly. I was born here in England, but my father is still Jamaican. All of my grandparents were born in Jamaica. My mum was born in England, but I grew up in a Jamaican culture, so I'm Jamaican. So I don't care about actually being Jamaican. I don't care about being British. I'm an Earth being. Yeah, I was born on this planet. So yes, my grandparents are from there, and I was born here. But I belong to the planet. No, I belong to the universe. The whole universe is my playground. No passport, no book, nothing. No stupid rule of some stupid man can tell me that I can't go anywhere in this universe. Who are you, silly little man? Did you make this universe? Because if you did, then of course you have all authority to tell the other man. But then, did he make the universe? Because if he did, no, you don't. No one has the authority to tell anyone where to go in this place except the creator of the universe. We can only guide each other how to get to places as men, and we should practice that more often than try to stop each other from going places. The prevention of evolution proves that evolution is a lie. Well, evolutionist scientists break it down. Forward to the point. If you believe the Earth is a football because you was taught that by school and NASA and movies and silly scientists who have done nothing but collect paychecks and talk crap all of their lives, you retards. Um, of course, we've done this, we've done that, we've done this. So why did you kill Dr. Sabi then, scientists? If you're so brilliant, why did you not advance what Dr. Sabi said into having now no COVID problems? Because if we all follow Dr. Sabi, I'm pretty sure we could face this COVID problem. I'm glad they've started this madness outside my house because that means I'm being masked by noise behind me. We wouldn't have deaths from cancer, we wouldn't have deaths from asthma, we wouldn't have deaths from HIV, and we wouldn't have deaths from all of these other sexually transmitted diseases. We wouldn't have them if you super scientists had taken Dr. Sabi on board, the knowledge he had, and advanced it with what it was. If you supported him, we would all be healthy right now, dog. Oh, so we wouldn't. The hospitals wouldn't really have anything but accident and emergency spaces for car accidents, and people were still gonna have this odd fight here and there because we're just retarded humans. I'm retarded. I still smoke, and it's not good for the body, but I accept my flaws. I still drink. It's not good for the liver, but I accept my flaws. Do you accept your flaws? I'm perfect. I've done nothing wrong. Really? Only the devil can say that. Are you the devil? Are you? If you are, just admit it. Then we can all accept that you've admitted you're the devil, and we can move on with our lives because we'll just stop listening to you. And see, now you've got a problem because if you admit you're the devil, we're not going to listen to you anymore, and therefore you're going to have no more power. So are you the devil? Because if you are, sorry, but you actually never had power in the first place. It was an illusion. You're gone. That was fear-mongering. Your nuclear bomb, that's also fear-mongering. Your money, that's fear-mongering because it's not your money. It belongs to the universe. Money is a reflection of the bountifulness of the universe. You paid the farmer money for the fruit. The farmer could never pay the tree. In order to pay the tree, he had to urinate and excrete. That exactly. Your poo-poo and your pee-pee is payment to the tree. Your money is worthless to the earth because it came from the earth. Money doesn't grow on trees. Paper made it, you idiot. Where do you get paper from? Trees. Parchment paper? Trees. Plastic? Trees. Retards. Freaking retards. That's why I have to say the word. And people are offended by it. Because we all are retards. I'm a retard for using this phone for talking to you. My brain is connected to my mind, and all our minds are connected together in the source. So I don't need the phone to talk to you. But we're retards because we can't use 100% of our brains. We're restricted at 11%. Science admits to it. Science needs computers to advance itself to more than 11% of its brain. Retards. Absolute retards. We all are. Accept it. Deal with it. The earth is not a football. You do not live on the surface of a football. It is a retarded idea to think that because you put water in the cup and swirl it above your head, that the water stays in the cup. You retard. According to your idea, the earth is not inside the cup. The water is not inside the cup. The water is on the surface of the cup. It's called a cup because you put water inside it and then you drink it. Retard. Now try and put the water on the outside of the cup and let it stay there. Then try and spin in the cup when the water stays there. And then you said gravity did that. But without God, how does gravity exist? Retard. Think again before you speak about disputing the Flat Earth group. They're not 100% accurate, but they're more accurate than you are thinking the Earth is a football and you live on the surface. Now, if we had a dome around us and the dome was a football and you lived inside the football on a flat, something like a dinner plate, that would be more descriptive of the actual galaxy that you live in. because inside that galaxy there are islands with loads of suns. There's 7 suns in our solar system and 14 moons. If you guys are not aware of this, you think I'm crazy. It's because you do not pay attention. The rainbow reflects 7 areas. There are 7 colors in the rainbow. These are reflective of physical things. Therefore, there are 7 areas of land, of islands, like our cushion. Amber Cushion knows what I described to you earlier. Yeah, those 3 islands have more islands outside the ring of ice you call the South. And then there are 7 rings, and that's our island called Earth, our little solar system. And then there are 9 of these things. What? There are 9 of them. The thing that I just described, there's 9 in a row. We're like at the end of we're like at the end, and then there's another one, there's another one, there's another one, and then there's this massive piece of land that is a continent. It's bigger than the islands because we're islands to that piece of land. Vedic texts. Go and research the Vedic texts and look for the description of the universe in the Vedic text. It will explain to you a whole lot more than any other religion will. Because you see, that's how you find the truth, by going in every other religion and listening to what they have to say. That's what it meant in Christianity to love your brother. The Muslim, Islam is your brother. The Buddhist is your brother. The Sikh is your brother. And the same to you guys too. Sikhs, Muslims, Buddhists, Hindu, you're all brothers and sisters with each other. You are all children of this universe. This earth is a child of the universe. Who came first, the planet or the human? How could the human exist without the planet? I don't get that part. See, the universe is the father and the mother of everything. It is itself, the creator of itself. You are a part of that. So why are you scientists fighting so hard to disprove that you exist? We know we're holographic. We know the physical is just a vessel. It is a vessel for something that is not physical, and there is no scientific experiment that can prove that thing without the human itself mentally manifesting the power of the thing that it is. Because the mind does not exist inside the brain. The brain exists inside the mind. That's what you have to recognize. How is that possible? Because the mind is not physical. And the non-physical thing is where the physical lives. The entire physical universe lives inside a non-physical entity known as the source. Are we an illusion? We are that source manifesting itself into everything that is an expression of nothingness. Beautiful. So it means nothing matters. Nothing makes matter. And all matter comes from nothingness. What has this got to do with flat earth? Negasesh. Everything. Because the earth you live on is an expression of that nothingness. You're stuck in science because you left spirituality out of it. And the